Good evening, StreamYard and YouTube fans. This is Philip Reynolds, and tonight uh, I am going to be reading the message that I gave at the Men's Fight Club tonight. And the title of this message is I Can. And it is based off of Philippians 4:13. And Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And the important part about this is through Christ uh, who strengthens me. It's the idea, it's not by works, not by might, not by anything I do, but it's through Christ that I can do all things. And the way I see it, there are like four responses that we can have to being called by Jesus. The first is found in Jonah 1:3, and that's disobedience. And it says there, um, but Jonah arose to flee to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. He went down to Joppa and found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare and went down into it to go with them to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. You see, the first response is disobedience. The I can't, I don't want anything to do with it. Or in this case, he was told to go to Nineveh, and kind of like prejudice or hate towards the Ninevites because of the way they had been treating the Israelites and stuff like that. The second we see in Exodus, and that is in Exodus 3:11 through 4:14, and that's just excuse after excuse after excuse. Um, and it gets to the point that in 4:14 through 17, it says, so the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses, and he said, is not Aaron the Levite your brother? I know that he can speak well, because Moses said, I'm not eloquent of speech. I don't, I don't use fancy words and stuff like that. And the Lord just gets angry and upset with Moses as he says, hey, I know who's a good speaker. Your brother Aaron's a great speaker. Oh, by the way, he's on his way. And yeah, it says, is not Aaron the Levite your brother? I know that he can speak well. And look, he is also coming out to meet you. When when he sees you, he will be glad in his heart. Now you shall speak to him and put the words in his mouth, and I will be with your mouth and with his mouth, and I will teach you what you shall do. So he shall be your spokesman to the people, and he himself shall be as a mouth for you, and you shall be to him as God, and you shall take this rod in your hand, with which you shall do these signs and that. So yeah, basically, God leaves you. I mean, you can make all the excuses you want, but in the end, God leaves you with no excuses. And that's the kind of the surely not I. First is disobedience. Second is surely not me, Lord. Surely not me. The third response can be found in Joshua 1:8, and it can also be found in Judges 6 uh, 36 through 40, and that's the idea of the reluctant hero. And we're going to go to Joshua. I want to read Joshua 1 7, 7 and 8. And it says, uh, only be strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn to it from the right hand or the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. And you might also want to add into this Psalms 119 and 11, which is, Thy word have I hidden my heart, that I might not sin against thee. This is kind of you want to be the hero, you want to be that man of valor, but you struggle. You need the encouragement. And in Gideon 6:36 through 40, he puts God to the test. And he says, if you're really who you say you are, make the fleece wet, the ground dry. And then he's not done. After that does happen, the next day he says, okay, make the ground dry and fleece wet. Basically the opposite of what he did the first time, and it was done. But we got to be careful, because in Matthew 16:1, Jesus warns about this. And it says, then the Pharisees and Sadducees came and tested him, asked that he would show them a sign from heaven. And then says 16:2 says, he answered and said to them, when it is evening, you say, will it be fair weather? For the sky is red. In the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and threatening. Hypocrites, you know how to discern the face of the sky, but you cannot discern the signs of the times. A wicked and adulterous generation seek after a sign, and no sign shall be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. And he left them and departed. And you know, we can't always test. We can't always be looking for signs. I mean, it's okay once in a while, but we can't always be searching for signs. And that's the idea. The third, the idea of the reluctant hero. And then the fourth way to respond is found in Isaiah 6:8. Um, and this is the idea of obedience. And in 6:8 it says, also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then I said, here I am, send me. Our first response when we're asked to do something for the Lord is, here I am, send me. And it doesn't matter whether it's to do something across the street or in a foreign country, or just talking with or witnessing to our neighbors about Christ. Here I am, send me. That should be our response, and that should be how we go about living our Christian life. Here I am, God, send me. And that was the message I gave tonight. I probably added a few things here and there, but that was the gist of the message. And that's the idea. Here I am, Lord, send me. Too often I've been disobedient. Too often I've made excuses. Too often I've been needing the encouragement, or I've been wanting to test and ask for signs. But I have had those moments where here I am, send me. But I want to be a true man of valor, and not just once or on occasion or when I feel ready, but I want all those responses to be, here am I, Lord, send me. And that's all I have for you right now, guys. You take care. You have a good evening. And until next time.